so much for watching. As you can see from everything that I have on, today's video is all about an Indian wedding makeup, and I know it's the summer and people have weddings every single weekend, and I know there are so many different events, but I've done this makeup look for you, mainly keeping the colours very neutral to golds and silvers so they can match with absolutely anything that you're wearing. I know it's always like a mad rush in the mornings when you're getting ready for weddings, but this is a makeup look that doesn't actually take very long, and I definitely wanted to keep it quite glowy and also less of the black. So I really only used a tiny bit of eyeliner and mascara, and I haven't used false lashes either, but it's a really easy look for you guys to do for any wedding that you're going to. Now I am starting this video with absolutely no makeup on my face, so you're going to see absolutely everything that I put on. I really hope this video helps you out, and hope you guys have the best time at all the weddings that you go to.
So I'm starting with this Tarte Cosmetics Brightening Primer, and I'm just going to apply this all over my face, and this is going to give me a really nice glow underneath my foundation. Moving on to my concealer and corrector, I am using my usual orange concealer and also my skin coloured concealer for any marks on my face. So I'm going to start by applying the orange concealer underneath my eyes, and I'm then going to apply the skin coloured concealer over any marks and scars that I have on my face. I have quite a few from some old spots, so I'm just going to cover those up for a more flawless base. For my foundation, I am going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and this is in the shade medium, and of course I'm using my beauty blender to apply it. And I am applying dabbing motions when I'm applying the foundation with the beauty blender rather than sweeping the product across my face. And I also have to make sure that I'm covering up all the orange concealer underneath my eyes, so I have to apply a generous amount of foundation to cover that up. I am going to be applying foundation to my eyelids, and this acts as an eye primer, and it will make sure that my eyeshadow stays on for even longer. Moving on to my concealer, I am using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Ginger, and for my contour I'm using the Artist of Makeup Contour Stick. So I'm going to start by applying the NARS concealer in my usual highlighting areas, which is underneath my eyes, a little bit on my forehead and down my nose. And this concealer is definitely true to its name, and it is super creamy. That just makes it much easier to blend. So once I've done my highlighting, I am going to do my contouring, and I'm first going to apply it to my cheekbones and then a small amount on my forehead. And for my nose, because my contour stick is a bit blunt, I have used an angle brush, and this one is a Zoeva angle brush just to get a more accurate contour on my nose. I'm then going to take the same beauty blender that I used for my foundation, and I'm just going to blend away all the concealer and the contour. And I always first start by doing the concealer, and then I'll move on and blend out the contour. And I'd spend ages doing this just because I want to make sure that all the lines are blended away, and I don't want to see any harsh contour lines. So one thing that I will always do is I'll always use the end of the beauty blender that I haven't used to apply anything, because that is a clean part, and I use that to blend in all the lines across my face. Now for my setting powder, I am using my current favourite, which is the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder, and I'm going to be baking slightly underneath my eyes just because I find that area always creases for me. And I'm just going to apply a generous dose of powder underneath my eyes, and I'm going to slightly powder the areas that I've contoured. And to set my contour, I am going to be using the Cargo Cosmetics Matte Bronzing Powder with my Zoeva face paint brush, and this is the number 109 I think, and this gives me a really defined contour. So I'm just going to go over the areas that I applied the Artist of Makeup Contour Stick, which is on my cheekbones, a little bit on my forehead and down my nose, and this is just going to give me a really nice subtle contour. Next for my blush, I am using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush, and this is in the shade Luminous Blush with my Sigma F25 brush, and this is going to give me a really soft pink blush, nothing too crazy, and I absolutely love the Hourglass range. This blush is really pretty because it gives you a soft pink glow, but it's also quite shimmery as well. So once I've applied my blush, I'm just going to take my Zoeva concealer brush, and I'm just going to buff away any of the excess powder that I had on my face from the baking. Moving on to my highlighter, I am going to be using the Mary Luminizer highlighter, which is my current obsession, with my Sigma F35 brush, and I just want to apply a generous amount of this on my cheeks just so that I have a really nice glow. And I'm just going to apply it on the tops of my cheekbones, and then I'm also going to apply a small amount just down the bridge of my nose, just to make my nose look a little bit slimmer. Now moving on to my eyes, I am going to first apply this Too Faced Anti-Creased Eyeshadow Primer, and I'm just going to apply this all over the base of my eye. And then once I've done that, I'm going to take this MAC Paint Pot in the shade Vintage Selection with a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to apply this all over the base of my eye, and this is going to be a great base for the other eyeshadows that I'm going to apply. So I'm just going to apply this one first, and then I'm going to build some more eyeshadows on top of it, and it's also a really nice silvery colour, so it's really great for getting the glowy kind of look that I was going for. So next I'm going to use the Laura Geller Illuminator in Gilded Honey, but first I'm going to apply the Urban Decay setting spray onto my Sigma E55 brush, and this is just going to make the product come on a little bit stronger. So I just want to apply this into the inner corners of my eye first. Then once I've applied the Gilded Honey, I am going to be taking Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics, and I'm going to be using the same brush, but this time I'm just going to apply Champagne Pop onto the centre of my eye and kind of blend it towards the outer corner of my eye, and this is going to give me even more of a glow. For the rest of my eye, I'm going to be taking the Sleek eyeshadow palette in A New Day and this brown shade here, and I am going to be using my Sigma E45 brush, and this is going to add my first bit of dimension of smokiness to my eye. So I'm just going to be applying this onto the crease of my eye. As you can see, I'm kind of blending it outwards and then moving it in small little circular motions, which also helps with the blending. But this is just going to be the first part of the smokiness that we can add. So I am going to do exactly the same thing on the other eye, and I'm first just applying it into the crease and then blending it towards the outer corner of my eye. Next I'm going to take the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette, and I'm going to take that mauvey kind of shade there with my Sigma E40 brush, and I'm just going to apply this just underneath my brow, but also a little bit above the brown that I've just applied. Now as you can see, I keep blowing on the brush every single time I pick up product, and that's because this eyeshadow has a lot of fallout. So even though I really like it at the moment to use as a transition colour, it does have a lot of fallout. So if you have this palette, then definitely make sure that you're blowing on the brush before you apply it. But as you can see, it's applying a really nice kind of purpley smoky shade to my eye. However, if you don't want it to look this smoky, then you can just stick with the golds and the brown that I used from the Sleek palette, and then you don't have to apply this plum shade. Now I'm just taking the same brush and wiping any excess product off, and I'm just blending out those eyeshadows just to make sure that there are no harsh lines and everything is looking really seamless. I'm then going to take my Mary Luminizer highlighter again, and I am just going to highlight underneath my brow bone with the same Sigma E55 brush that I used for the Gilded Honey and the Champagne Pop. Now for my eyeliner, I am using this Tartist double-ended liner, and I am going to be using the pencil side of it first, and I never wanted this look to have too much of a dark theme to it, so I'm only going to apply a little bit of eyeliner first. And I'm then going to take this Sigma E20 brush, and you can use any short shader brush, but all I'm going to do is just smudge out the pencil just to give me a little bit of a flick and also for it to look slightly smoky. I'm then going to take the same pencil and apply it into my lower waterline. Once I've done that, I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other eye, just making sure that I have a slight smoky eyeliner mark rather than anything that looks too harsh. My mascara is obviously the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I am just going to be applying this to my upper lashes. Now I forgot to apply this to my lower lashes because I was supposed to go back and do it and then I forgot, but you can also apply this to your lower lashes once we're done with the under eye. And to finish off underneath my eyes, I am going to be taking both of these purpley shades from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to be taking this smoky eye pencil and just sweeping that across the underneath of my eye. So once I've done this, I would then apply mascara to my lower lashes. But this is what I forgot to do. So once you're done doing this step, then apply the mascara to your lower lashes. Now for my brows, I am going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Ebony, and you guys have seen me do my brows so many times, so I'm just going to fast forward through this, and I do have a separate video with an eyebrow tutorial if you guys want to see how I do them. So once I'm done with my brows, I am going to set it with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and this is something that I picked up when I was in New York, and I have been using it quite a bit recently, and it is especially great in the summer for keeping your little brow hairs in place. Now the last thing for me to do is my lips, and I am first going to be using this Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in Dolce K to line my lips, and then I'm going to use the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade Child Star, and this is a really nice nude colour, and I know I'm obsessed with nude lips, but I thought it'd also be a really nice neutral tone lipstick to go with this fairly neutral makeup look. But if you do want to mix it up, and if you're wearing a brightly coloured sari, for example a pink one, and you want to add a bit of pink lipstick, then you can also do that with this look, because we have kept the eyes quite simple. And just to make sure that's all set in place, I'm going to do a few sprays of the Urban Decay Makeup Setting Spray. I can then move on to setting the final part, which is my headpiece, and I'm first going to be creating a parting down the centre of my head, and it may take a few goes to make sure that you get it exactly bang on centre, because you don't want it to be wonky. So once I've put it in place and I've got it in the correct position, I'm just going to take a few hair grips and clip that in just to make sure it doesn't move.
Ta-da! There we go. I just finished doing this super versatile Indian wedding look. I know wedding season is always crazy and weddings are always crazy and you're getting ready super early in the morning, but this look is a really great go-to look for weddings. And if you wanted to mix it up between day and night, you could always do less of the dark smokiness in the daytime, and you can also add it on top for the reception. So there's definitely ways that you can turn your day makeup into night makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.